To Somalia now, where al-jazeera has gained exclusive access to the aftermath of recent heavy fighting in the capital, Mogadishu. Refugees have told of watching in horror as civilians were mutilated and murdered, some while they were trying to get medical help. It's impossible to get an accurate figure on the casualties, but human rights groups on the ground say hundreds are dead, hundreds more are wounded. The UNHCR estimates that more than 124,000 Somalis have fled Mogadishu since February. 74,000 of those have escaped the capital within just the last 2 weeks. In this exclusive report, Mike Hanna travelled to the town of al-Jazeera, 200 kilometres north of Mogadishu, where 10,000 refugees are now based.
More new arrivals in al-Jazeera, more frightened people who fled the violence in Mogadishu, 200 kilometres to the south. There were over 60 passengers aboard this truck, most of them children, and it's taken 4 days to get here on the rough roads. The situation in Mogadishu is terrible, says Hassan Hamad Zanali, and when we saw it wasn't getting better, we had to escape with as many children as we could. Paduna Dao arrived with her family of 15 3 days ago, still shocked at the worst violence Mogadishu has seen in nearly 2 decades of conflict. I saw people killed with my own eyes, bodies chopped up, she says, and even the wounded trying to get to hospital were shot at. The leaders of this government are crazy, says Nanu Muhammad, who fled a week ago. I saw them shooting our own people. Those who've arrived have been assimilated into the local community, who are providing them with food and water. The fear here is that this is just the beginning of a problem of potentially massive dimensions. Some 10,000 people have come here from Mogadishu in recent days, and they are telling us that there are thousands of people on the road behind them. And there's no doubt among all we talk to here about who they believe is responsible. It's the Ethiopians and President Abdullahi, she says. On the other side, the people are just trying to defend themselves, says he. And anger too at the fact that the Union of Islamic Courts movement was driven from this and other areas by the transitional government backed by Ethiopian troops. When the Islamic courts were here, everything was good and stable, says Namun Muhammad. There was no killing. Now the killing has started again. For the moment, there is peace in this town and has been for a while. But the intensity of violence in Mogadishu, ample evidence that peace anywhere in this country cannot be guaranteed. Mike Hanna, Al-Jazeera, al-Jazeera, Somalia.
Well, earlier I spoke to Catherine Wabel from the United Nations Refugee Agency for Somalia. I began by asking her why aid agencies are having such problems reaching those in need.
Well, right now a lot depends on the security situation in Mogadishu and around the city. It is extremely difficult to reach the people who are in need, who are in the surrounding provinces of the Somali capital, because the security situation is very difficult. So right now UNHCR as well as other humanitarian agencies are working day and night to reach these people. But the problem is that we cannot airlift supplies directly to Mogadishu because it's not possible to send a plane there. So we have to send supplies to other parts of Somalia and then to take them by the road to these people. And once again, unhappily, it takes a lot of time because it's very difficult.
Are you hopeful then that the supplies that you speak of will actually make it through in time for these people?
We are hoping to send supplies in the coming days, and we hope that we are going to be able to take them by the road to give a distribution of relief to these people, yes.
What exactly do the people need? I mean, is the situation so bad that it's just basically down to food and water that they need? What type of specifics are we talking?
The first need that all these people have is for water, because there are not a lot of water holes right now around Mogadishu, and most of them, when they work, they are privately run. So it means you have to queue for hours, and then all the people, they have to pay money for this water. So this means that many people, they cannot afford this water, so they drink water directly from the rivers. And of course this water is contaminated, which makes that some people are already suffering from diarrhea, some children have already died, and we have fears that there might be an outbreak of cholera. then of course these people need food, because once again the prices have soared over the past few weeks. And also people need shelters. All the people of UNHCR who are on the field right now say that the families are very engaged, because most of them are by the road and they are afraid that in April it's going to be rainy and during the night it's already cold, and they are very afraid of course for their children.
That was Catherine Wabel there from the United Nations Refugee Agency. Meanwhile, neighbouring Eritrea is being accused of fighting a proxy war in Somalia by backing the Islamic Courts movement. Washington also accuses the Eritrean government of helping hardline groups aligned to al-Qaeda. Speaking to Al-Jazeera, Eritrea's Minister of Information vehemently denied the accusations.
Why should we they support us? This is their country and they are fighting for their country because invaders are there. President Issa's statements before the war and after the war is proven right. The international community here now started to realize that Somali is in chaos because of external interference, as exactly what Mike Hanna just reported from Somalia. And two, the invaders find themselves deep in